When...
Kathryn, we gotta go.
Okay, can I just finish this last thing so I don't sound like a lunatic?
Go on, yeah, go on.
Well, Collin Farrell, so great to have you on Sunrise.
Good morning.
I love this world that Tim Burton creates, this fantastical circus world that we get to visit. What were the sets like?
Oh, the sets were so extravagant. I mean, as you saw in the film, a lot of the immediate environment was there. Of course, the sky was put in afterwards, and through the use of CGI. But everything, the tent, the theme park, the campground, all of it was there. It was extraordinary. I've been a part of some big films through the years with some very elaborate sets, but this kind of took the biscuit. It was amazing. There was the one scene where we go to Dreamland for the first time, when the gates open and the cars come in and the horses and the people are cheering, and there was about, I don't know, maybe 400-600 extras on the set that day, 20 head of horse, 10 Ford Model Ts from the early part of the 20th century. And when I arrived on the set, I actually got a bit emotional because I'm a bit of a softie that way, but it was very moving to be part of it.
It's it's such a treat to see it and to be part of it. I can only imagine being actually on the set.
Yeah, it was magic. It really was. It was magic. And there was just circus performers everywhere, every day. It was just a really unusual experience.
Talking about, getting emotional, a lot of the characters that you play are very dark and very gritty.
Yeah.
Was it fun to be in a film that your kids can actually see?
Yeah, totally, for the first time. I mean, I'll actually get a decent critique now. They'll either give me the thumbs up or thumbs down. I wouldn't presume that it'll be the former and not the latter. We'll see. But yeah, a lot of the characters I've played, there's been violence and drugs and this and that and the other, and to do something that is as unabashedly sweet and as unabashedly heartfelt and optimistic as this is really, really beautiful. It really is. Yeah, to be in a film that's, it's for the whole family, quote unquote, but it's, I think, primarily designed for the child in all of us, of course, as well, but very much for children, and the message of hope and the message of inclusion and the message of difference being something that's to be celebrated and not embarrassed by or not excluded is huge. And it's the kind of, honestly, this is the kind of message in this film that I'm really happy with my kids to be able to see in any film, whether I'm in it or not. To be part of it is cool.
No, you're so right. When you become a parent, you view things through a different lens, and you're like, is this the messaging that I want? But since
because there's cruelty in this film as well. It's not like it's just the world is beautiful and everyone's fair. It doesn't offer that up at all. I mean, there is cruelty. There's animal cruelty, there's avarice and greed and all those things. So it's not shying away from some of the uglier truths of what it is to be a human being in the world. But at the same time, it also shows the importance and the kind of more everlasting effects of decency and kindness.
It's so true. No, I love that. Now, this is the first time that you've worked with Tim Burton, who directed it. I know he normally has like his cast of his own circus that travels with him. What was it like? He's such a creative genius.
Oh, he's lovely.
Is he?
Oh, he's lovely. Yeah. I could have, honest to God, I mean, I could have just sat in the corner of the set and watched him operate for the 5 months it took to shoot and not done a lot. He's just, every cell in his body vibrates with creative energy. He's just he's so engaged with the whole process. I mean, obviously the visual attributes of this world are something that were born of his imagination in conjunction with the production designer. But from the first time I met him, before I was signed on to do it even, when I went to meet him, there was a little sketchbook sitting on a coffee table beside the couch that we were sitting on, and he was somewhere in the house, and on the sketchbook there were little pencil sketches of Dumbo, which weren't unlike what's there, but a little bit more cartoony. But even he's been, I think, completely consumed by the project, and working with him was a dream. Yeah, and he'll give you line readings, he'll give you line readings, and they won't be anywhere near what you'd end up doing, but somewhere within the ridiculousness and of his line reading is a kind of a kernel of truth of the energy of what he's looking for,
and for people who don't know what line reading, explain
line
that
reading is what the actor's line is, and you say it for the actor. And there's people have said in times the worst thing you can do for an actor is take their line as a director and say to the actor exactly how you want it said, because then it disempowers the actor to have their own experience of finding out what the line is. But with Tim, he would give line readings, but it was gorgeous and sincere and genuine, and only because he got caught up in the scenes and what he felt the scene should be. He felt like the perfect director for a film that again celebrates how painful at times it can be, but also what a journey of self-discovery can be had through the experience of the outsider.
It's so true. I mean, they really mastered this elephant. I was watching it, and it reminded me, I was saying, so much of my 11-month-old baby. It's to the point where I was like, don't take it away from its mother.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like too hard to watch, you know. What do you interact with on set? Is it like a tennis ball, or?
Do you know what? There's a stuntman by the name of Paul Lowe. I think that was his name, Lowe. Paul from Liverpool, and Paul was dressed in a green spandex suit, and he was Dumbo for a lot of the film, and he was extraordinary. His movements, his expression, the way he leaned his head into you sometimes. I mean, this was a fella in a green spandex suit, and it was moving, watching what he was doing sometimes. So I imagined that if they really cracked the character, which I think they did, I haven't seen the film, it's such an empathetic creation, this little Dumbo. I did, no, I saw it, and I think they cracked it, so yeah. I'm glad you responded.
I loved it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.